Okay, here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM. BWTM Online, BWTM Sports. Check us out. Don't forget to, of course, as it says, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate your subscription. And for those of you who listened to our live commentary last night, hey, thanks for that. Appreciate your feedback. Dave Allen versus Nick Webb. The fairy tale ending, or is it? Let's discuss it. So I didn't get to do a preview for this video, and the simple reason why I didn't do a video for this, and those people who would have seen my tweet would have noticed that I didn't actually come on till the commentary. So I didn't get on till late. I didn't realize the show started as early as it did. So therefore, I didn't get to put my pre-fight prediction. But my pre-fight prediction actually was that Dave Allen was going to win this fight. And the reason why I said Dave Allen's going to win this fight, because I didn't rate Nick Webb's defensive capabilities. And I didn't think Nick Webb had the punching power to knock Dave Allen out. That being said, of course, people say, well, then I was a guy that said it after the event, which I can't really prove what I was going to say. But anyone who knows me well enough to know my thoughts about boxing is guys who lack defensive, who have defensive responsibilities and they lack them, I will always frown upon, or I will always have a suspicion about that they are liable to get knocked out in any fight. I mean, anyone's liable to get knocked out, but percentages are much higher for a guy who doesn't pay attention to defense. And Nick Webb came across to me as very sloppy, careless, and I guess my words would have rung true for this fight. Dave Allen, anybody who knows me knows that I've known Dave Allen a long time now. And I have to say, I'm happy for Dave Allen that he won this fight. Albeit that when asked my opinion by others, I was asked, well, what do you think of Dave Allen? Should he have taken this fight? Should he take the fight after not too long ago saying he was going to retire, not too long ago getting beaten up by Tony Yoka, who was allegedly on something? Should he be boxing? Well, this was my answer. Dave Allen is big enough and strong enough to make his own decisions. That being said, I don't know when a fighter needs to be safe on himself. And I don't know if that's my role to be saying when a fighter should be fighting, when a fighter shouldn't be fighting. Tonight or last night, Dave Allen showed that he is at a certain level and Nick Webb wasn't at that level. Depending on what you thought of Nick Webb, did you think Nick Webb was a good fighter? Do you think Nick Webb was a British level fighter? Do you think he was a European fighter? Did you think Nick Webb was world class? Were you sucked in by the fact that Nick Webb knocked a few guys out? And did you think Nick Webb was that good? Did you pay attention to Nick Webb's defensive lapses in concentration? Did you look at those things? Or did you just see Nick Webb as how some of you refer to him as a bum? I don't know. The way I looked at it is this. Is this a fairy tale ending? Well, again, congratulations to Dave Allen. This fight would have done Dave Allen the world of good in terms of his own morale. He could dine out on this fight for only so long. And that depending on how long he stays on social media, because if he's on social media, those same people that are celebrating him today, other people also say, well, who the hell was Nick Webb? And, you need to get yourself in proper shape and take the sport seriously. And my sentiments are, well, congratulations, Dave, for winning a fight. That was winnable. But it still goes back to the point of, well, one of the questions I was asked was, why couldn't this fight have been for an English title? Why couldn't this fight have been for an English title? It'd be nice for this fight to be for a title. The second thing is, the other question I asked is, well, Dave said he was going to retire. To me, it sounds to me that the money was good enough for him to come back and fight. So will the money always be a lure for Dave Allen? That's one thing. And will he take ridiculous fights even though he's going to get paid? That's the question I will ask. And will the promoter now, because the promoter obviously, looking at the expression of the promoter last night, his eyes were like, because he wasn't expecting. I don't think, in all honesty, if you go back and look at the tape, the promoter's reaction was like, it wasn't one that was expecting Dave Allen to win the fight. In fact, they were expecting Dave Allen to lose. So now Dave Allen's still around. Is he going to go on? For me, if he's going to go on, he needs to take this fight, the fight game seriously. He needs to be managed properly, and he needs to train properly. Now, that's been said of all those things. This is Dave Allen we're talking about. So, you know, he was training with the Furies at one point. What happened? Why does he allow himself to get into the shape that he does? Does he take the fight game seriously? Why doesn't he take the fight game seriously? Will he ever take the fight game seriously? You know, he's got a good win here. What happens now? Is somebody said last night, right, get Dave Allen in with Deontay Wilder. He can take a good shot. Maybe he can land one of them shots in Deontay Wilder. You see what I mean? And that isn't far-fetched for some people. They'll stick Dave Allen because he knocked out now Nick Webb. They'll stick Dave Allen and do Daniel Dubois, or now stick him in with with Gorman. Or, you know, I think Dave Allen needs to be well managed. But then, if Dave Allen is going to be well managed, Dave Allen needs to value and understand the point of being well managed, if that's what he wants to do in this stage of his career. Now, Dave Allen would know that in terms of his career being managed. I predicted this a long time ago. A long time ago. You can ask Dave Allen when he was fighting before he fought Richard Towles, he was going to fight Richard Towles. I told him, Dave, they're going to use you as a journeyman. You're going to end up being used as a journeyman. And have I been right or have I been wrong? You know, I understand that Dave does like the whole gambling and all the rest of it. So he may always be short of a bob or two. And there's always opportunity for him to go make more money. So somebody said he got paid a good 200 grand last night. Good, congratulations. He got well paid. I think. I don't know. I don't know study fighters' money in this, so I don't know. But what I do know is that he needs to be training properly. He needs to take the fight game seriously. And if he wants to do something, you know, maybe he could just get an opportunity to fight for the British title, win an English title. But at least he can leave the sport winning something. So, but it's down to Dave Allen. Is money more important than glory? I don't know. For those of you last night that said Dave Allen shouldn't have been fighting last night, well, you wouldn't have been treated to what we see in the background. That young man last night wouldn't have had that opportunity. A lot of you wouldn't have allowed Dave Allen to fight last night. So I said, Dave Allen is a young man who will take responsibility for his own actions. And this is what happened. So this fight could be a life changer for Dave Allen. It could be the opportunity. It could be the turning point in Dave Allen. I'm not turning around and saying now Dave Allen's beat Nick Webb. He's going to go on and become world champion. But what I am saying, it could be a life-changing moment for Dave Allen. It could be a life-changing moment where he now says, okay, I want to give this sport one more try and I'm going to give it my best shot. We could just say, you know what? I'm going to go down to bookies and spend the money. I'm going to eat out. I'm going to enjoy life. I'll do what the hell I want when I like how I feel. And if he's got that sort of attitude, then it's probably better that he does retire from the sport, because he's just going to end up getting himself hurt. So those are my thoughts on that. Congratulations, Dave Allen, on the win. Depending on how you rate Nick Webb is depending on how great you think the win was. But for morale, for sort of standing, I'm glad he did what he did, Dave Allen. I'm really happy for him. Somebody said Dave Allen can't punch. I asked Nick Webb that afterwards, whether Dave Allen can't punch. So let me hear what people are saying in the room about this whole Dave Allen thing. Adam Scott says, happy for Dave. He needs to be managed better from now on, though. No more journeyman fights. There you go. Gorguja says, Dave Allen hasn't trained properly since March, and he can't dedicate himself to training regularly. I understand that. Probably found it too difficult in the Fury camp because Peter would have whipped him into tremendous shape and he would have taken no nonsense. I have a really bad feeling that the Dave Allen story will end tragically. I'd rather not put my head there. I hope not. He needs a lot of support outside the ring, though. I agree. He needs a lot of support outside, not the sort of fans that when things are going wrong, fans are not friends. Make that quite clear. Fans are not friends. If you're waiting for a fan to help you out in a dark time, you can forget it. Friends are friends and fans are fans. There's a difference. And I'm sure there are good people in Dave's life. And he mentioned them in his interview. There are some good people who want to do good things for Dave Allen. And I just hope that they are the ones that advise him in making the decisions and talking to him. And they heed the lessons of those who are close to him. And Peter Fury said something that was quite interesting. That good things happen to good people. Dave Allen's a good person. And I can see that from firsthand. Good guy. Like him. Got a lot of time for Dave Allen. But yeah, I'm happy for him. When you have demons like he does, it's a hard battle. It is. So I think maybe getting to the root of that problem, whatever those problems may be a way for Dave Allen to move on. Happy to see Dave get the win last night. Agreed, Ingram. Dave needs to build from this, not get thrown in the deep end again. Yep. Dave fought White, Ortiz, Yoka, and last night he must have made at least 400k in his career. Okay. Needs to shed some weight. Well, of course he needs to shed weight. People are aware of that, but I mean, the picture doesn't do Dave any favors. I'm sure Dave wasn't in great shape, but he still did what he did. So just think what he could have done when he's in some shape. I think he needs to be in certain fights and be brought along at the right time. But I don't know what's going to happen with Dave Allen now. To be honest, I just don't want to see him being taken advantage of. Yeah, he's been with Peter Fury before, remember? So it's Dave Allen. It's a mental thing with Dave Allen, whether he can be dedicated enough to the sport for a long period of time training. You can stick trainers in front of a fighter. You can stick trainers in front of a man. You can stick good people in front of a man. You can give a man an island. You can give the man a world. But if he doesn't value it, if he doesn't see value in it, if he sees value in listening to people who are not advising him in the right way, he doesn't value your friendship, if he doesn't value what you put on the table, if he has a lack of value within himself, there's a low self-esteem and things like that. People can be very much for the camera, look very great and smiling and great and lots of personality, but that's for the camera. Behind closed doors, when the doors are shut and nobody else is there and there's no fans there, some people can be very, very depressed behind closed doors. And that's the person that a lot of fans don't see. That's the person that's crying out for help but doesn't know how to deal with it. So, it's something that people need to take into consideration. And people need to realize a trainer can't make you train. Look at Eubank with Booth. The fighter has to do it. I agree with you there. Roberto Duran said I could go train Mayweather. Doesn't mean I wouldn't get leveled off Kovalev. Good point. So, I don't know. Management is key, but more importantly, it's whether Dave Allen values it. And Dave Allen, it's Dave Allen. I've said this before. Dave Allen valuing the process, being patient with the process, and being consistent with the process. So it's understanding management and understanding his career being managed and him taking certain fights. You might say, you know what, I want to earn as much money as possible because I've got debts to pay off. Well, instead of having to pay those debts off, why don't you work your money management? And if you're addicted to gambling, maybe you need to look at that area of your life rather than fighting to pay off your gambling debts. I'm giving an example. I'm not saying this is the case. This could be for any fighter now. Rather than spending money on gambling, save your money and make investments for your future away from boxing. So you're not being drawn back into boxing by unscrupulous characters that will just use you and use you as a body and really don't care about your career. Allen's going to retire after winning British title and land a cushy job with Sky. Well, maybe so. I remember I've talked to Dave about this a long time ago on the channel about him working for Sky. But Dave has got some very forthright views. I'm not too sure it'll go down well with Sky, particularly when his good mate Paul Smith works for Sky. I'm not sure how the two would work. Or maybe they've changed things now, him and Paul Smith. But in all honesty, in all seriousness, it's down to Dave Allen. It's all down to Dave Allen. Well, he's dedicated. He'll train. I mean, even the night when he was meant to fight for the Commonwealth title, the rematch, didn't he forget his boxing boots at home? He had to boxing trainers. I mean, how can you forget your boxing boots? So it's just things like this that I think to myself, well, you know, can he go on a decent run? He'll need to be consistent. Consistency. If you can have control of Dave Allen, what would your ideal setup be for him? Well, I did have an ideal setup for him. And I did refer him, was trying to refer him to one of the best trainers in the world. And that's a long time ago. So, you know, Dave Allen knows, you know, the situation was. And I think, you know, I would have moved heaven and earth for Dave Allen. But, you know, it is what it is. People make the decisions to do what they do. So, again, congratulations to Dave Allen and what he does. What he does for now, I don't know. But I just think Dave Allen needs not a trainer. He needs a mentor. He needs a guy that's going to mentor him and train him. That's what he needs. Somebody's going to understand him and understand where he's coming from that perspective, and one he can trainer he can respect. But it's the process. It's value. Dave Allen's got value himself, and a lot of people that suffer from depression also suffer from a lack of value of self. So that's a deeper, darker question. How much does Dave Allen really value himself? You know, it's all right being in front of the camera, but it's this deeper, darker questions he's got to ask himself. How much he values himself, how much he values himself, where does he see himself as a boxer? Does he see himself, if he just sees himself as a guy that's tough and takes a good shot, if he had the same belief in his chin that he did in his boxing ability, maybe you'd see Dave Allen do more. Maybe see him do more. Maybe he's been demoralized by fights by Dillian White, who now has gone on and almost knocked out Joseph Parker, and Luz Ortiz, who almost beat Deontay Wilder. You know, he's not too far off in certain aspects. In other aspects, he's way off. So he needs a mentor. That's what I think. I feel like Dave couldn't hack it. He needs Don Charles. Well, I'm not sure if Don Charles' gym. Well, I don't know. I don't know if Don Charles' gym is quite what Dave Allen wants, because he's in Sheffield. Don Charles is in London. Whether Dave Allen can be dedicated to a route of going from Sheffield to London, don't know. But remember, he did it with Dillian White. He was training Dillian White for a while, but I don't know if he could do that long term. You would have thought someone like Brendan Ingle would be good for Dave Allen in terms of getting him in shape. But not Brendan. Sorry, what's his name? Ingle. Dominic Ingle would be great for. Brendan Ingle would have been perfect for Dave Allen back in the day. And I do believe Dave Allen did train a time with Brendan Ingle. Dave has just said on Twitter he's bringing in a new team and having a big fight at the end of the year. I would advise him strongly not to be anywhere near Ricky Hatton. I don't know if that. I don't know if I'm not sure if Ricky Hatton is the best for Dave Allen. Yes, there are similarities in terms of the issues that Hatton had outside the ring, but I'm not sure if that's the best. Do you think Gary Cornish would be a good fight for him in Ingram? Listen, Dave Allen's knocked out Gary Cornish within 30 seconds of sparring. No. Hopefully this one will be the turning point. Who knows? I guess only Dave might be able to know the answer to that. I think Dave Allen needs to train outside the UK. Well, Dave Allen was training outside the UK. Dave Allen would regularly spar some of the best heavyweights in the world outside the UK. He'd go to Poland and spar. So Dave Allen's been on the road. So, Dave Allen's had a lot of experience on the road. I mean, often there'll be times I'll be talking to Dave when he's on the road or before he's gone out on the road for sparring. So he's been sparring with some of the world's best. Will Allen versus Price happen? I certainly hope not. Hopefully Eddie doesn't feed him to Joyce. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen either. But you can see, Alan talking about a new team at the end of the year. I would like to see Dave Allen work 2 or 3 fights with this new team before he takes on any big fights, because that's absolutely reckless. You get a new team together and you're going straight into a big fight. No. If I were Dave Allen, get your new team together. And when you get your new team together, I hope Dave Allen selects his team not based on what a fan's telling him, but it's based on solid, good, wholesome advice. That he gets a team together that looks after his best interest and not after their best interest. I hope they gets a team together that's got wisdom in that corner, knowledge and understanding in that corner, and can understand where he has his ups and he has his downs. And he needs somebody who's going to be able to understand when he's up there, and he's going to need somebody understanding when he's down there, or else it's no team. You know what I mean? We know the history of Dave, where he disappears off Twitter or disappears off Facebook and all the rest of it, the ups and downs of Dave Allen. I've seen Dave Allen when he's high. I've seen Dave Allen when he's low. I've spoken Dave when he's high. I've spoken to Dave when he's low. I've did a few times when he's been on the YouTube channel when I've been doing live shows, not live shows, but I've been talking to Dave and he's wanted to quit. So it's not the first time Dave Allen's wanted to quit before. So I'm not surprised, with this at all with Dave. Dave Allen asked on Twitter if they want him to see him fight Lucas Brown. That's a good fight, Dave Allen. Yeah, that's a good fight, Lucas Brown. I finally caught up with Dave Allen. Got a bigger heart than most heavyweights. He fought Dillian White and Lewis Ortiz. Happy for him. Yes, Cairo. Hope you're well. Herm was talking Gorman, Dubois, Sexton, etc. I'd like to see Allen fight Sam Sexton. That's a good fight. Sam Sexton, Gary Cornish, and also Lucas Brown. They're 3 fights I wouldn't mind seeing Dave Allen in. Hope you're well, Cairo. So those are 3 fights I'd like to see Dave Allen in. But I don't want to see him anywhere near the top 10 opponents. And I certainly don't want to see Dubois. No, I don't want to see him fight Dubois. Absolutely not. No point in fighting Dubois. Dubois would damage Allen. Well, Dubois is limited in his punch selection, by the way. So, people were saying Nick Webb would damage Dave Allen. So, look, Luis Ortiz couldn't, he couldn't knock Dave Allen out. Tony Yoka couldn't knock Dave Allen out. Nick Webb couldn't knock Dave Allen out. So I don't think Daniel Dubois is that much bigger a puncher than Luis Ortiz or Tony Yoka or Nick Webb or Dillian White. So there you go for that. I want to see Prize v. Allen. A good fight. I can't remember such a sympathetic figure in boxing. Yeah, he needs to be given the right opponent exactly and not fed to the wolves. Yeah, well, there you go. While he's celebrating promoters, also put things in balance and in check. So, yeah, that's it about Dave Allen. Not much more to say. As for Nick Webb, where does he go from here? I think Allen's a great chance against Price. Just got to throw more punches. I mean, you have to take into consideration that Nick Webb lacked, he was sloppy and he lacked defensive responsibilities. Same with kind of Price. Price isn't sloppy though. Price is just, I wouldn't want to see Price v. Allen. I wouldn't want to see that. If Price did beat Allen, then no, I wouldn't want to see that fight. I'd rather see Allen fight Sexton. Yeah, Allen v. Sexton. I'd like to see that fight next. That'd be a good fight. Or even Allen versus Brown. I'd like to see that fight as well. Allen needs his confidence building. Give him 3 or 4 fights that he would win. I agree. Though you see, the same people that criticize Dave Allen for fighting Luis Ortiz, Dillian White, Tony Yoka are the same people who get on here now and now sticking in with David Price. You see, you just don't learn. Don't learn. He needs to be fighting guys that he can beat and guaranteed to beat. Price who fought Povetkin is in trouble for Allen. I think so. Fighting Sexton takes him nowhere. Price is more appealing. See, this is another one. This is another person. You need to be educated. Now, Marky B, yeah. Again, you're one of these people that thought you should have fought Ortiz. should have thought you're one of these people that would allow Allen to go and fight Deontay Wilder and not think too much about it. You got to think about this man's health and his confidence. It's all well and good pulling him out to go and fight another big, huge puncher in David Price. Again, you can't keep getting whacked on the chin forever. You need fights that he can, winnable fights. And why does he have to fight all the biggest punchers in the division? It doesn't make any sense to me. He could fight David Price 3-4 fights down the line when he's got his confidence up. Why do you want to put him with David Price? What does that prove? Tell him what he finds by fighting. He gains confidence. Confidence. He certainly wouldn't gain confidence fighting the type of guys you want him to fight, Mikey B.A. He certainly gains confidence fighting guys like Sam Sexton. And if he does a number on Sam Sexton faster than Hughie Fury, it's great. Sam Sexton, former British champion. Sam Sexton, former two-time British champion, may I remind you as well. So he does gain something fighting Sam Sexton. What did he gain fighting Nick Webb? Can somebody tell me what he gained fighting Nick Webb? He gained a lot of confidence. He gained a lot of confidence. Maybe you don't see what he's gained. Sexton's a nobody. In your opinion, Sexton is a double British champion. So he's a somebody, in my opinion. It's okay to dismiss people like that. Very dismissive. But I could turn around and say, you're a nobody. Who are you? You're on YouTube and you're just leaving a comment. I could say, you're a nobody. I find when you call somebody a nobody, it's very dismissive. It's very rude. It's very, just calling somebody a nobody is very dismissive. He's a nobody. It's a bit dismissive. And I'm not going to start on calling people dismissive. Allen needs a good team around him, and he needs a good team, and he needs good learning fights. Not fights where he's having to fight for his life, or having to worry about a guy who's a big puncher. He needs to learn about throwing more punches in fights. He needs to about throwing more output in punches, how to move his head, how to block punches better, how to maybe use a cross-arm defense and walk guys down and work in the body shots. He's got some good punches there. He's got decent shots there. He needs to put that all together. He's going to do that by having a good trainer that's going to be able to take him to the next level. And also, he needs a good management team around him that's going to help him get the right fights at the right time. That's what he needs. So Dave Allen versus, I do not agree with Dave Allen versus David Price. I think it's a horrid fight to make now. Dave Allen needs time to improve. 3-4 fights down the line, yes, not now. Sorry. So he can work his way up. Yeah. Dave Allen said in an interview this morning he wants 2-3 fights where he's the favorite, not the underdog. There we go. And I'd want that for him as well. That's it. Dave Allen's given you guys enough fights where he's been the complete underdog. Give the man a chance. You're clearly not a boxing fan, or you're not a fan of Dave Allen. If you're sticking him in now, with David Price, you're not a fan of Dave Allen. Dave needs to make as much money as possible and get out. I do agree. So therefore, he needs to make as much money as possible, which means he's got to keep winning. Take Allen to America on a Daz show. Let him punch up some journeyman over there, like White did not so long ago. Right. Allen landed a lucky haymaker last night. He needs to show improvement in his next fights. There's a man talking some sense now. Call 2971. A man that always talks sense. That's true. Dave Allen does need to fight somebody that is going to help him improve his skill level. A guy like Razvan Conjanu, who fought last night against Lewis Ortiz and got knocked out. There's a guy Dave Allen should be fighting. That's a fight for Dave Allen. Durable, good fight for Dave Allen. So, okay, my views might not be. My views are coming from somebody who actually wants Dave Allen to have a good career in boxing, but doesn't want him to have the big fights. I was against him fighting Lewis Ortiz. I was against him fighting Dillian White. And at that point, I thought, you know what, he's going to do what he's going to do anyway. So he went and fought Tony Yoka, and the Nick Webb fight. Well, I said he's a big, grown enough man, old enough man to make his own decisions. Hence why the Nick Webb fight. I was like, he's old enough. Let him make his own decisions. So that's what I'm thinking about that. And Allen versus Hughie Fury. Again, And obviously some of you guys don't know boxing. Why would you stick Dave Allen in with Hughie Fury now? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? How does that? How does him throwing a haymaker, knocking out Nick Webb? See, some of you guys definitely don't understand the sport of boxing. Don't. You don't. And you're the same sort of people I put in the same category as the same people that has ruined David Price's career. You're the same people that was ruined Dave Allen's career. People that don't understand the sport and management of boxing. You're the type of people that come on YouTube and make these sort of ridiculous comments. He was getting beat. Let's remember, he was getting beat by Nick Webb. He was getting beaten up by Nick Webb, and then he pulls out that big punch. It was not like he was winning the fight comfortably with Nick Webb. Nick Webb was comfortably winning the fight, and then he pulled out that right hand. So let's put things back into perspective. Nick Webb, Dave Allen versus Malik Scott, absolutely not. Because Malik Scott would look at that fight as an opportunity to get himself back in the picture. Malik Scott is slick. He can box. He's slick and he can box. He's a mover. So and Allen doesn't throw enough punches at this point in time. So he's going to outmaneuver him. And as for Stavern, this is a guy who fought and won the world amateur championships. All right, so he's got some skill about him. So I'm still waiting to hear back from Stavern, by the way. Allen versus Seferi, I will take that fight. They should get him to fight Leroy Thomas again, which should win. No, I wouldn't fight Leroy Thomas. Some styles, some guys just struggle with. Wouldn't fight Leroy Thomas. Agreed. No matter how nice a kid Dave is, he's limited. His skills are limited. So you've got to put him against guys that are limited. So Leroy Thomas, no chance. We'll put him Leroy Thomas. Sokolowski. Yeah, Sokolowski's a possibility. Leave the Thomas fight. See, again, that's another one of those. Leave Leroy Thomas alone. Again, that mentality. Let's go fight Leroy Thomas again. You struggled with him in the first fight. You got beat. The second fight, you didn't look like you improved from the first fight. Why do you want to fight him for a third time? And then Leroy Thomas got blown away in 2 rounds by Joe Joyce. Really? That don't make no sense to me. The same sort of thought process with David Price when he fought Tony Thompson in the first fight. David Price wasn't good against southpaws. People laughed at me when I said Audley would beat David Price, but Audley just wasn't seasoned enough. Tony Thompson comes along. Next fight, a southpaw beats David Price. Forget Nick Webb. No rematch with Nick Webb. Tom Little, yeah, Dave Allen, Tom Little. That's an interesting fight. But I think Tom Little might be able to hustle Dave Allen. Good fight. I think Tom Little may out hustle Dave Allen. Tom Little's good. Tom Little's not a big puncher. But I think Tom Little might hustle him. Tom Little throws a little too many punches and output of punches. Dave Allen throw 4, 5, 6 punches, and Little will just sneak the fight. I think Little can win that fight on points. I'm a ride or die Nick Webb fan, bro. Okay, I understand that. Is Big Baby Miller option? Absolutely hell no. No. Big Baby Miller's too hungry, too much of a work rate. No. No. Dave Allen, Ian Lewinson. Yeah, possibly. Yes, Patrick, hope you're well. Josh Sunderland, that's a good fight. I like that. No, Allen versus Price. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Of course, Big Baby will be too ferocious. You know the people who know that. You know people who know boxing, and you know people who don't know boxing, right? Price is not his best option. Why Price be his best option? Why is Price his best option? Dave Allen needs to be treated like a prospect. I agree. Just join the chat. Who should White fight next? Check out my video on Dillian White versus Joseph Parker review video. Did that about 20 minutes ago. Check it out. I want Wilder. Oh dear. Right. I know Hearn's probably thinking Allen versus Takam or Parker. Do you see that? I can see that too. I can see that too. So that's it. Sexton's a good option. So there we go. Some of you will never learn. I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. You don't stick a guy in that was getting beat, almost pillar to post by Tony Yoka. Then he was getting beaten up by Nick Webb to then stick him in with David Price. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. So, yeah. I'm sorry. But if you're a Dave Allen fan, you want him to fight. You want him to fight guys that he can build himself up. He says, Price hits far too hard for that walk forward style. What are people watching? For F's sake, I'm out. I totally agree with you. That's why I'm out. I'm out of here. When I come back, I'm gonna talk about Chisora and Takam and Mikey Garcia versus what's his name? Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter. See you soon.